gigs with other communities, with like even Fox, and I think it was some other channels that I saw you on YouTube. You have some clips and stuff like that. So anyway, Paul, welcome. So tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are, and how long you've been in the States, and why did you come to the United States, in a sense, after you left Cameroon?
Well, I was born in Cameroon, and I left Cameroon when I was 18 years old after high school, and I went to England. So the Cameroon government sent me to do radio, film, and television production.
Okay.
So after that, I came across the four dragons of East Asia: Taiwan, Singapore, South Korea, and Hong Kong. And so I moved to Taiwan, and I lived in Taiwan for 7 years. After 7 years, I moved to America. So it's like 7 years, 7 years, 7 years. You know, so originally from Cameroon, but now living in here in the Bay Area. I'm a real estate broker and investor, and as you said, I am a coach, you know, and motivational speaker.
Well, that's great to know, because I think one of the things that really attracted got my attention is the fact that not only you're an investor, but you have a conscience. You're more about your community. You love to help people, and I think a lot of it has to do, I assume, based on your upbringing and living in environments like in Cameroon. So the thing that's most appealing to me, as well as we talked about it, that if you look at the Afghan people and the Cameroonians, you know, we share a lot of similarities. We're very tribal, you know, as it is in Cameroon. And also, if you go to some remote areas of Afghanistan, you're going to see just roads. I mean, hardly no roads, I'm sorry. There are roads, but there are hardly no roads. That's what I meant to say. But so so what is your experience? What do you remember about Cameroon? I mean, do you see some similarities between like us and what do you think that Cameroonians, where are they going? You know, so maybe I see some of the similarities on what is happening in Afghanistan.
Well, basically, I just came back from Cameroon after 16 years, being away for 16 years, and I saw roads that have been there. I mean, they're getting worse in the villages, but there's a lot of progress also in the cities. Cities, I mean, so vibrant. You have people that are taking advantage of what is there. So what I see is basically, I wrote that book, It's Impossible to Be Poor in America. I think I can write a book, It's Impossible to Be Poor in Cameroon. All you got to do is follow certain principles, and you will never be poor.
Well, that's easy to say. So let's talk about the fact that I know you. If we can get the camera, I'll show to the viewers about this book that you have written. And actually, this was your third book, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, that's my fourth book.
Okay. So it is. The book is called "It's Impossible to Be Poor in America." And this is basically the cover of the book, and it's actually a very short book. It's less than 150 pages, if I'm not mistaken, and it's a very like a practical book. So here we go. You can now see this book. It's called "It Is Impossible to Be Poor in America." So Paul, how can someone buy this book? Where is it available? And then here's the back cover. So you can see Paul's good-looking picture right there. Well, let's see. We got a better shot now. So
right.
So Paul, tell us. Why did you write this book, even though you know you have you're very invested in the community, you know?
Right. Okay. So first of all, where they can buy the book, can buy Amazon.com, and they can buy it directly from me too. But why did I write this book? You have 41 million poor Americans, 41 million people poor in America, but I still believe that's impossible to be poor in America if you follow certain principles, because America has the infrastructure, it has everything. You have so many billionaires in America. Half of those will pledge to donate half of their money, to the general public. Like, for example, I read Mark Zuckerberg donated $1 billion. This is some guy who is less than 30 years old donating $1 billion to help the community. Okay, you have philanthropists. You have so many colleges and universities here in America. Then you have good roads. You got good infrastructure. So basically, all you have to just plug into these infrastructure, and then you'll be okay.
So آقای پال یادآوری کردن که اگه شما ما متوجه باشیم در خود بیاریا که هست، مثلا ما گوگل هست، فیسبوک هست، کمپانی بسیار مشهور سیلیکون ولی است، خود مارک زاکربرگ که فاوندر فیسبوک است، اونها you said $1 billion, right? $1 billion کمک کرد بایسا وامت راست مثل بیل گیتس است که خودش کلانترین فاوندیشن دنیا را داره که بایسا when it comes to philanthropic we're talking about Bill Gates. So how can you, what is the formula for success?
The formula for success, my book talks about it. There are 12 ingredients to success. The first one is basically vision. You must have a vision. Because if you don't have a vision, you perish. What's your vision? What do you want in life? What do you want in life? You got to be crystal clear about your vision. That's the first thing. The second one is basically you got to season your vision with passion. We talk about 12 ingredients to success. You must season your vision with passion. If you have a vision, I want to be a doctor, but you don't have a passion about being a doctor, guess what? Your vision is taking you nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. Then, of course, you see, things are going to be hard, right? So you got to have determination, right? You got to have the discipline, then you're going to have the determination. Right? Then you gotta have the right environment. You say, I want to be a doctor, but then you find yourself in a school, a film school. How can you be a doctor and you go to film school? No, you got to find yourself in the right environment, right? So you gotta have that. Then you gotta have a mentor. You know, you want to be a doctor? Guess what? You gotta have a mentor that is your professor, right? So say you want to be a business person, you gotta have a mentor because things are tough, right? So you gotta find yourself a mentor, right? Then I'm talking about humility, the right environment, and I talk about, you know, integrity. Those things will make you successful. I got 12 of them, but those ones, you know, if you want to find more. Yes.
And let's talk about the mentor and coaching aspect of it. Who was your mentor and coach?
Oh, that's a good question. Who was my mentor and coach? I wish I had a mentor way back when I was in Taiwan, when I wrote my first book. It's Black in Taiwan.
Yeah.
The book propelled me to the top. But I did not have a mentor, because if I did, guess what would have happened? I would have been a multi-millionaire today. Really, easily. Because all it took was this little book called Black in Taiwan, right? And basically people started reading it. The thing is that you must have a passion and you must drive it. But then, what I lacked at that time was I didn't have a mentor. I remember someone from New York Times coming to Taipei and seeing my manuscript and telling me, hey, we think there's so much potential in this book. I just brush him off. Someone from New York Times likes your manuscript and you say no? Guess what? I had to publish it myself, and then I had to do the marketing myself. If only I had allowed New York Times, an editor from New York Times, to look at my manuscript and work together with me, I would have been places way better than where I am right now.
No, you've said something that's important. So first of all, having a vision, having a dream. Everybody has a dream, a vision, and unfortunately, when I was reading part of your book, and which we all agree, like we give up on our dreams too fast. So بیننده‌های عزیز، ما شما کل ما یک همیشه یک ویژن یا یک دریمی داشته باشیم که بایسا ما میخوایم یکی میخواد دکتر شوه، یکی میخواد پیلوت شوه، یکی میخواد که یک بیزنسمن شوه، یا کسی میخواد که برای دست ناسا کار کنه. اینا کلش بایسا یک دیسیپلین کار داره، یک اپروچ کار داره که باید داشته باشین و بهتر است که شما پالی امی ویژن یایتان یک منتور یا کوچ که معلوم امرایتان باشه که شما از اونا یاد بگیرین که دی مسائلی که وقتی که میخواین که زندگیتان پیش ببرین. When it comes to this question of integrity and humility, some of the most successful and wisest individuals or people that we know tend to be the most humble people, because they say that if you have wisdom, you don't have to show it off. It just comes naturally. So when you do business, Paul, is that something that you always look at, the integrity of that transaction versus just the dollar sign?
Yeah, basically, you know, if you're a cheat, guess what will happen? People, it sticks out a mile, right? So you must be a man or a woman of integrity. That means people trust you. People know that if they trust, they give you the amount of money that you're going to do what you say you're going to do, right? You don't appropriate the money for your own personal gain. No, you have to make sure that you are using it for the purpose that it was set up for. Because now, guess what's going to happen? Those people are going to have a ripple effect. They're going to come back to you time and time again. And you talked about humility. Humility, pride comes before a fall. If you're proud, it sticks out of your mouth. Everybody knows you're proud. Oh, you're proud because you have money. Guess what happened to people like Saddam Hussein? Okay, pride, no, I guess, and I don't know what you think about Saddam Hussein. Pride comes before a fall. Okay, what happens? Okay, Gaddafi, for example, said, I am Libya. Libya is me. Wow, the whole country is you? Like, guess what? I'm not delving into politics, but I think basically pride throughout history. When you're proud and you're boastful, guess what's going to happen to you? You're going to fall.
Yes. When you only think about yourself.
Yes.
When you have too much of a big ego.
Right.
And you don't listen to others.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, let's say you have a great project. You have a great idea, but at the end of the day, you need people to be around you to get you where you need to be. You can't do it by yourself. So always be humble and always say thank you to those that allowed you to achieve where you are in your life. Let's talk about this thing about community investing. Even though there's one other project that you're kind of working on it in downtown Hayward, and hopefully that will succeed with a friend of yours. But one of the concepts that I really liked about this idea was the fact that you want to not only have the center point for African identity. This is something the Afghan people, the Afghan community here needs. It's like an identity. We're like really dying for a place where we call this is the center for Afghan culture and whatever you want to, because even though we're in Fremont, as you know, they call it Little Kabul, but we're still missing those little, like a culture center. So you have this vision, and maybe perhaps in Hayward, that you wanted to create this place where hopefully not only people can come in and eat and enjoy great, authentic African dishes, but also enjoy the art, the culture of Africa. Is that true?
That's correct. So I just came back from Africa, and I've been around the world. I've been to England and Asia. I've been around, and then now many years in America. And the connotation that many people have, the impression that many people have of Africa is negative. They think Africa, you don't have cars there. You think people still live in trees. I say, if I live in trees, how did I come to America? You know what I mean? So how do I speak English? I don't live in trees. People live in houses over there. And I just came back from there, and you see there's enterprise going on, right? You see the major cities, there's a lot of opportunities. So I want to have a place, a center called Africa Mix. So this is a showcase of the bright side of Africa, right? I want that 51 nations in Africa, 51 nations in Africa, and people don't know one another. First of all, Africans don't know one another. Take, for example, Cameroon. In Cameroon, you have more than 200 languages. 200 languages in Cameroon alone. See, I hardly know there are 10 regions in Cameroon. I've only been to 5. Before that, before the last trip, I'd only been to 3. Now I went to two new ones, and my goodness, I was amazed by the topography, by the demographics and stuff. It was just amazing. But now take the whole Africa. I mean, you have a place. Say this month we're gonna showcase Ethiopia. Next month we're gonna showcase Libya. Next month we're gonna showcase what? Morocco. Ethiopia, Morocco. And so now a place where people come to learn about Africa. By the way, I hear that all of us originated from Africa.
That's what they say.
That's what they say, right? So it's about time we started learning more about this Africa place. Africa has a lot of resources. Africa has, is basically in B Street where everything is happening. We want it to be a showcase of Africa, that people can come there, you can watch African movies, then you can enjoy African food, but also people from other nations, other parts of the world that can come there and really get to know Africa, but also because we're going to have a high-class, high-end restaurant, and a banquet hall. This is a place to go, Africa Mix.
And tell me about one of the things that you told me. You came across a lady a few months ago or a few weeks ago, I forgot, and I believe it was in the Oakland area, whatever it was, and basically you don't just list a business. You first look to see whether this business is worth your time. But if you see the potential for listing that place, because you feel like, okay, if we invest a little bit in remodeling and renovating this property, then I can actually sell this property at a much higher level, at a much higher price. Right. So can you tell me a little bit about that?
That's good. Glad you asked that question, because this lady, she listed her house, last year for $490,000. She did not get any offers. I came to the place, somebody found me on Zillow, and I said, lady, this house is not going to sell like this. The only person that you're going to have is an investor. Anyways, I gave her my card. Later on, she came to me, said, Paul, I want to talk to you. I said, okay, first of all, I showed her properties that I've worked on, okay, online. Then I went and showed the properties live. I said, see the properties. Okay, now this is what you need to do. This is what you need to do for your property to sell. And I guarantee you, it's going to sell for at least $650. Exactly what she did. She said, oh, I don't have the money. Okay, how much you own your property? She said, I owe $260,000. Okay, you can pull equity from that property. You say, I don't have good credit. Don't worry, we'll arrange it. I arrange $60,000 from a private money lender who happened to be another client of mine. So we use $60,000 to fix up our house. Okay, we fixed up our house, and then we needed extra money. I lent her a little bit too, like $15,000. So we spent like $75,000.
So you took someone's dream because she was she really thought that she can make some money from this property this and you came in and just with some little investment dollars with the friends and people that you are well connected with, and you came in and give her that bridge loan or whatever you want to call it to get her to where she needs to be. And now you've listed her property, and now she's gonna be your client for a long time. And this is just a step by step. So you're thinking about taking the same approach nationwide, or maybe perhaps doing it in the areas that we know is, like for instance in Oakland area and certain areas where there's a lot of areas that could need that money, that sort of like special little lending.
Good thing that you said that, because there's a property I listed in Oakland that I bought as a short sale for $432,000 last year. We spent about $70,000 or less on the property, and today I listed the property, same property, okay, just like the one in Newark. I listed it for $699,000. I got an offer today for $710,000. There's another property down the road, not too far from just the next block. This property is not fixed up. It's not fixed up. So what are they doing? They're dropping their price. I sold my house in less than 1 week. The lady that made an offer on this property, she keeps calling me, when are you going to ratify the contract? Because I said I'm going to wait one more weekend. So I got to give an exposure this coming weekend. She doesn't want that because she wants this property so bad. If it sparkles, it's a PRP listing. It must sparkle. If it sparkles, you're going to have multiple offers. That is the goal.
That's your thing, because you look at that opportunity, but you're not going to just go waste your time taking a listing, and then not only make yourself look bad, but also giving the false expectation to your customer, to your client. So that is great. So Paul, we've come towards the end of this segment. We're hoping that maybe down the road you can come back, because I know you have a lot of more stories to tell. But what would be your final thing for the Afghan and Persian community, or anybody that's watching this program? What is your message to them?
First of all, it's a pleasure, visiting with you. And I think basically you live in America, the land of great happenings, right? This is what this is paradise. Okay, it can be paradise. This is the promised land. And that's why we all come from different parts of the world and congregate here in America. There's no other country where people from different parts of the world congregate as much as they do here in America. This is a melting pot, and you happen to be in the Bay Area where it's all happening. You got Facebook, Yahoo, Google, YouTube, you got LinkedIn, you got now Twitter, you got WhatsApp, bought for $19 billion. Hey, if somebody just buys an app for $19 billion, what are you doing? I tell you, you gotta have a vision and a passion. You're gonna have the determination, the discipline. If you have all these things, you can never fail. You can never fail. That's it. For me, I'm in real estate. Guess what I do? My vision is, if it sparkles, the property must sparkle. If someone wants me to list their property and it does not sparkle, I am not going to list it. This is my vision. I tell you, I'm not listing that property because it doesn't sparkle. But if it sparkles, right, I'm going to list it. And I make it sparkle. That is the key. So you got to have the vision. You got to have the passion. Have the integrity, that means honesty, and then you're going to have the humility, and with that you can never fail.
Okay, well, thank you, Paul. I would really appreciate for your time and spending, your time with us. And so now we're going to go towards the end of the program. بیننده‌های عزیز، حالا میریم در بخش چهارم که وقفه کوتاه میگیریم. بعد از پس منصور جان و دو سه دقیقه صحبت میکنیم. اگر تانستم باز یک چند اگر کدام کسی میخواین که بر ما زنگ بزنن میتونن شما او کار کنین. تشکر. یک وقفه کوتاه میگیریم.
Talk to you about the book. My book is divided into 3 sections. Section 1 basically dwells on why I make this outrageous statement. It's impossible to be poor in America.
This is the ultimate question for you. Are you ready to be your own boss and achieve your dreams? Liberty Business Advisors of San Francisco, Inc. is a full-service business consulting and brokerage firm specializing in small to medium-sized businesses. At Liberty Business Advisors, our professionals include lawyers, accountants, realtors who have years of experience in selling and marketing business opportunities. Call Business Advisors for free consultation if you're thinking about selling or planning buying a new business. Call us at 925-932-2450. Visit us on our website, lbaweb.com, or follow us on Facebook.
بیننده‌های عزیز، خوش آمدین دیگه با آخری از برنامه Business Advisors 101. اطمینان داریم که شما از این برنامه لذت برده باشین و انفورمیشن بر شما که ما میتیم از این خدا کنه که براتون پرکتیکال باشه و از این یک چیزی معلومات خوب بگیرین. مسعود جان، شما دوباره بس در برنامه آمدین دیگه. حالا یک کوشش میکنیم یک چند چیزای آخری را بگیم. این حالا اگر کسی میخواد که برای بیننده‌های عزیز که با ما زنگ بر ما میخواین شما تلفن کنین. شماره ما از 510 545 80 و همچنان 510 745 18 11. اگر میخواین شما برای ما زنگ بزنین، ما کوشش میکنیم که جواب شما رو بدیم اگر چی ما وقت ما کم است. مسعود جان، کدام چند چیزای آخری گفتنی هستین؟
واقعا هم حرفشون درسته. خیلی سخته که کسی تو امریکا زندگی کنه و به قول ایشون پور باشه، چون واقعا لند و اپورتونتی که میگن همین امریکا هستش. از هر کشوری اینجا به قول ایشون مرتین پات هست و انقدر اپورتونتی وجود داره که اگه کسی واقعا یک کوچکترین ویژنی داشته باشه و انرژی مثبت تو زندگیش داشته باشه، هدفی داشته باشه، 100% به هدفش میرسه.
مسعود جان که ما یک
تلفن روشن شد.
شما بله
خاموش شد.
خاموش شد.
من که اشتباه کردم.
خیلی ببخشیم که خیر یک اگر پس
اگر دوستان ما سوالی دارن راجع به بیزنس، اگر دوست دارن که تماس بگیرن، فکر این دارن که برای خودشون بیزنسی بزنن یا سرمایه گذاری بکنن. بعضیا از اینا هستن که پول دارن اما نمیخوان واقعا در سر بیزنس رو نمیخوان داشته باشن، میخوان که پولشون رو به نوعی بذارن کسی دیگه کار بکنه. میتونن بازم با دفتر ما تماس بگیرن یا در حال حاضر میتونن با تلویزیون شماره استودیو تماس بگیرن. 510 500 45 80. درست گفتم؟
بله.
حالا شما به لهجه افغانی بگید شاید بهتر باشه. بهتر متوجه بشید.
بله، و میتونن که شماره که بازی برنامه هم خلاص شد میتونه که کدما تایید
اونایی که بیزنس دارن، شاید اشکال مالی دارن، احتیاج به پول دارن که وسایل جدید بخرن یا ریمادل بکنن، ما میتونیم انواع لون‌های اسپیا رو براشون توضیح بدیم که کدومشو انجام میدیم. سرمایه‌گذاری هست برای کسایی که میخوان بیان تو امریکا و سرمایه‌گذاری بکنن. باز با اون عزیزا میتونن با ما تماس بگیرن. من در دبی خواهم بودش، بهتون جاشو میگیم. تو هتل هایی که تو دبی معین شده ما باتون تماس خواهیم گرفت و میتونید تو سمینار ما بیاین. تلفن ها باز شلوغ شده شده، من این خط بگیرم. سلام عرض میکنم، مهد ساداتی هستم، منصور ساداتی، خدمت دوست عزیزمون آقای بارمر گرند. بفرمایید.
بفرمایید.
سلام برسه خدمت شما، خوب هستین؟
زنده باشید، ممنونم.
تشکر. بفرمایید.
من یک سوال بسیار آسان داشتم. همین فرق بعضی کمپانی‌ها که تازه به بزنس شروع میکنن میگن که LLC یا Incorporated یا Incorporation نه؟ توسط چیز ریکورد میشه، Secretary of State.
بله. ببینید
شما نگیرین فرق میکنه یا باید بگیر آدم بودم؟
اتفاقا سوال خیلی خوب و جالبی کردی. من ممنونم که این سوال گفتین. سوال خیلی حساسی هستش. کلمه LLC یعنی Limited Liability Company یه فنومنای جدیدی هستش که بیشتر اترنیا تازگی اینو استفاده میکنن برای اشخاصی که میخوان وارد بیزنس بشن. من پیشنهادم به شما هستش که LLC درست نکنید. شما میتونید همین کار رو با کورپوریشن ساب چپتر S انجام بدید. مخصوصا اگر تو کار ریتیل هستید 100% نمیخواین که شما LLC درست کنید، چون LLC یه قوانینی داره از نظر مالیاتی که به ضررتون تمام میشه. LLC رو شما موقعی میخواین درست بکنید که ملکی دارید و ساختمون رو میخواین زیر اسم خودتون بیارید، پروتکشن کورپوریشن رو داشته باشید، اون موقع هستش که میتونید LLC درست کنید. ولی LLC تنها به خاطر بیزنسی که وانربل هستش، لایبیلیتی زیادش از نظر تکسی ممکنه به درسر بیفته.
تشکر از سوالتان بیننده‌های عزیز. حالا ما شما یک دقیقه وقت داریم مسعود جان که من یک فاینل رپ اپ میکنم. باز به هفته آینده شما میتونین که وقت ما به برنامه خود آمدیم شما میتونین کدام سوالای نو داشته باشین، سوالایی که بعد باره بزنس است شما میتونین که با ما به تماس شوین. یک فاینل رپ اپ که بایسا ما میخوایم مسعود جان تشکری میکنم. باز پیش از که یادم بره
ممنونم که ما رو تو برنامه‌تون اجازه دادین باشیم با شما. ما خوشحال هستیم که
یک final wrap up ما است که بایسا a community without a leader is a community that is lost. We need more ambassadors to unite the community. We need to support our businesses, our local businesses. If we see a problem, we need to fix it. Believing in each other is a good thing. Helping others to achieve their goals and dreams is priceless. بایساب دیگه این میرسیم به آخری از این برنامه امشب. از شما بسیار تشکری میکنم دیگه. گود نایت بیننده‌های عزیز، شب خوش و بخیر. برای هفته آینده باز شما را دائمی امشب دوشنبه باز میبینیم. تشکر، خداحافظ،
شبتون بخیر.
This is the ultimate question for you. Are you ready to be your own boss and achieve your dreams? Liberty Business Advisors of San Francisco, Inc. is a full-service business consulting and brokerage firm specializing in small to medium-sized businesses. At Liberty Business Advisors, our professionals include lawyers, accountants, realtors who have years of experience in selling and marketing business opportunities. Call Business Advisors for free consultation if you're thinking about selling or planning buying a new business. Call us at 925-932-2450. Visit us on our website, lbaweb.com, or follow us on Facebook.
افغانستان یگانه شبکه تلویزیونی ملی افغانها در خارج از کشور